Okay. Preliminary to subtitle. Which is Cartesian coordinates in the plane it's a two-dimensional plane, and the first axis, x-axis, okay, and the second axis is y-axis, and we will call them also coordinate axis, okay, and the horizontal axis, which is named x-axis, okay, will be numbered from left hand side to the right hand side, minus to the infinity, okay, and for example this is -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, +1, 2, 3, 4, like that, okay, and also from down to the up it will be -3, which is the y-axis. I'm sorry, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, +1, +2, 3, 4, and it goes on. Okay, when you choose any number or any point, okay, like that, okay, and as you see, and this point is A, and this is the B, okay, and on the Cartesian coordinate system, okay, when you choose any point, you can say this point is P, okay, and it denotes like that A comma B, and the first one comes from the x-axis and the second one comes from the y-axis, okay, and the last one I want to say about this Cartesian coordinate system. This point is, as you know, origin of the coordinate system. And another useful information about the Cartesian coordinate system, okay, as you see, Cartesian plane divides the whole plane by 4, okay, and this partition will be called first quadrant, and this one is second quadrant, and this one is third quadrant. Oops. Fourth. Okay. And let's talk about the increments and the distance. Coordinate systems, and for example, 3, 4, and the 2, 3, and this is y-axis and this is x-axis, okay, and the 1, 2, 3, okay, and the 1, 2, 3, okay, and the when you choose 2 points on the coordinate system, okay, oops, I'm sorry, the first one will be 3 comma minus 2, and this point, and the other point will be minus 3 comma plus 1, which is here, okay, and let me write this points, okay, this is point A, okay, which is 3 comma minus 2, as you see, minus 2, and this is 3, and the other point is B point, and which is minus 3 comma plus 1, okay, and this is plus 1 also, this one is minus 3, okay, and the when you wanted to find the distance from A to the B, okay, you must draw a line which starts from A and ended the D point, okay, as you see, and let's talk about the increments about the X, okay, and the increments about the Y, in meaning of the Y, okay, when you look at for here, okay, as you see, this is delta Y, which is the increments about the Y, and this point is maybe this is delta X, okay, and as you see, delta X, okay, equals to, okay, and minus 3, okay, as you see, minus 3, okay, this is the B's X point, and this is the A's X point, as you see, okay, and it equals to X increments, or in the useful meaning delta X, okay, it equals to minus 6, okay, and the delta Y, it equals to, okay, 1 minus, okay, minus 2, and it equals to plus 3, okay, and the delta X and delta Y, okay, are increments of particle that moves from A to B, okay, from A to B. And the distance formula from A to B, okay, the distance D, capital D, between, okay, any P1 point which coordinates x sub 1 comma okay, y sub 1, and p2 points, which coordinates is x sub 2 and the y sub 2, okay, is formula will be distance equals to square root of, okay, delta x square, which is increments of x, plus delta y square, or you can say x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square, okay. This is the distance formula. And let's talk about the graphs. The graph of an equation or inequality involving the variables and the x and y is the set of all points, which is the p of x comma y, whose coordinates satisfy the equation or inequality, okay. And let me show an example. Equality, which is x squared plus y squared equals to 4, okay, and that means, okay, square root of x squared plus y squared, okay, and it equals to square root of 4, which is equal to 2, okay. Please attention for this formula, it equals to capital D, which is distance. That means all the x points, okay, and the distance from the 0, and all the y points are distance from the 0, that means origin, it will be equal to 2, okay. That means, other saying, all p x comma y points whose distance from origin is 2, which is the diameter, okay, and the okay, as you see, this is minus 2, this is plus 2, okay, and this is minus 2, and this is plus 2, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, okay, and this circle satisfy this equality, which is x squared plus y squared equals to 4, which is also be called the circle equality. And let's talk about the how to sketch the straight lines of a points, okay. And the P1 x1 comma y1 and P2 x2 comma y2 are in the plane, and the delta x equals to x2 minus x1, okay, and we call this run, okay, and the delta y equals to y2 minus y1. Also we call this rise, and the two such points always determine a unique straight line and which is passing through them both. For example, on the coordinate system, okay, when you choose these points, like this is P1 and this is P2, okay, and you can sketch a line which is passing through these lines, okay. Oops. As you see, and the when you sketch the slopes, vertical slopes to the X line and at the Y line, okay, as you see, this part will be, okay, run, and this part will be rise, okay, and this angle will be, okay, phi angle, okay, and any non-vertical, that means delta x is not equal to 0, okay, line in the plane, has the property that the ratio or which is slope, okay, and the slope which is denoted by the small n, it equals to rise over run. Don't forget it, rise over run. That means delta y over delta x, and it also can be written y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and we can call the slope by also tangent phi, okay, as you see this angle was phi and the tangent phi equals to slope of the line, and this angle can be larger than or equal to 0, okay, or less than or equal to 180 degrees. And the last thing that I want to say about these straight lines, I'll write it on the next page, and which is important, and some of you know this. If two non-vertical lines are perpendicular their slopes M1 and M2 satisfy M1 times M2 equals to -1 when if two non-vertical lines are perpendicular. Okay. Equation of lines. Okay. If we know slope of the any straight line and one point which is the p x1 comma y1 of it, we can write an equation of the straight line. Okay, and it will be y minus y1. Okay, and the slope times x minus x1. When, don't forget, if we have any p numbers like that, and if we know also slope of this point, okay, you can write this equation of the line by using its any point and the slopes. Or you can also write this equation by y equals to m times x minus x1 plus y1. And let's continue with another subtopic of the preliminary chapter, which is graphs of quadratic equations. And the circles and disks. C of h comma k is the center of circle, and a is larger than 0 is the radius. Okay, the distance from any p x comma y point to the center is, okay, square root of x minus h square plus y minus k square, and the equation of circle, okay, x minus h square plus y minus k square, okay, and it equals to a square. Okay, and let me show you an example. Find the center and radius of circle which is x squared plus y squared plus 6x minus 12y. Okay, and it equals to 4, and let me solve that. Firstly, please attention, x squared plus 6x and plus y squared minus 12y, it equals to 4. Okay, and we can complete the square in the equation. Okay, and this part and this part can be completed. Okay, square in the equation. And what can we do for that? We can do, for example, if x squared plus 6x, okay, and plus 9, okay, and it will be equal to x plus 3 square. And the other hand, you will say y square minus 12y, and you must add the plus 36, okay, and it equals to y minus 6 square. Okay, after that we can say x plus 3 square plus y minus 6 square, okay, it equals to 4 plus, okay, I'm sorry, 4 plus 9 plus 36, because we complete the square, so we must add these numbers to the right hand side of the equality. So it will be, okay, x plus 3 square, okay, and plus y minus 6 square, it equals to 49, okay, and as you see, okay, what can we say about it? Square root of 49 equals to 7, which is the radius of circle and from here, okay, we can say the center of circle, okay, which is minus 3 comma 6, okay, and let me sketch it on the coordinate system. And the minus 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, and this point is minus 3 comma 6, and the radius will be 7, okay, and let me sketch it roughly, okay, and oops. It's hard to sketch it. Yes, maybe this one is true. Okay, and the radius of circle, which was 7, and this point is minus 3 comma 6, and the y-axis and the x-axis. This is our circle. Okay. Let me continue with the equations of parabolas, okay? coordinate system, okay, and this is y equals to a times x squared, and this is the y equals to minus a x squared parabolas, and the general formula, which is y equals to ax squared, and it is interchanging the roles of x and y in the deviation of the standard equationable shows that the equation, which is x equals to a times y squared, okay, and it will be like that if your parabola formula is x equals to a times y squared, okay, and it will be like that. This is x equals to a times y squared, okay, and this one also x equals to minus a y squared, okay, and let's talk about the scaling and shifting parabolas or any graph, okay. For example, if you have y equals to ax squared parabolas, okay, and this will be y equals to 2 times ax squared. This is the scaling by 2, okay. When you scale it by 1 over 2, okay, you will obtain like that parabolas, which is 1 over 2 ax squared, okay, and as you see, this one is scaling by 2 and this one is scaling by 1 over 2, okay, and also a is larger than or equal to 1, okay, and let's talk about shortly shifting operations, okay, and for example, this is y equals to x squared parabolas, okay, and when you wanted to shift it by 3, okay, that means it will be shifted to, okay, right, that means, okay, this is shifted to the right by 3, and this will be y equals to x minus 3 squared. This is 3 point, and you wanted to shift it to the left by 2, okay, and you will obtain like that parabolas, and this will be y equals to x plus 2 squared. This point is minus 2, okay, and when you shifted it down by minus 1, okay, or that shifted down by 1, okay, and you will obtain like that parabola, and this is -1, and its formula will be y equals to, okay, x squared minus 1. Okay. And let me show you an example. Let describe y equals to x squared minus 6x plus 10. Okay, this equation represents a parabola, and it's opening upward, and the y equals to x squared minus 6x plus 9 plus 1, so it equals to, okay, x minus 3, completing the square, okay, x minus 3 square plus 1. So you can easily say this is y minus 1 equals to x minus 3 square. As you see, our parabolas, which is x square, okay, shifted to the right by 3, and shifted up by 1, okay. So you can easily say y equals to x squared shifted to the right 3 units, okay, and up 1 unit, okay. Therefore its vertex is 3, 1, and its axis line, okay, x equals to 2. And when you sketch it, okay, this point is 3, also 1. As you see, vertex is 3, 1, okay, and the axis line will be 2. Okay. And the ellipses and the hyperbolas, let's talk about it. If A and B are positive numbers, okay, the equation which is x square over a square plus y square over b square equals to 1, okay, it represents a curve which is called an ellipse, and the ellipse lies wholly within the rectangle minus a less than or equal to x is less than or equal to a, and the minus b is less than or equal to x is less than or equal to plus b. I'm sorry, this part is of course y. Okay. And if a equals to b, the ellipse is just a circle of radius a centered at the origin. Don't forget it. And if a is not equal to b, the ellipse is a circle that has been squashed by scaling it by different amounts in the two coordinate directions. And they also for example, okay, it has a rectangle like that, okay, and this point is plus b, a, minus b, minus a, okay, and short one is minor axis and the long one is major axis of the ellipse, okay, and the other formula, which is other equation, okay, which is the x square over a square minus y square over b square equals to 1. Okay, it represents a curve called, okay, hyperbola. And the oops, now we'll have again rectangle, okay, and it will have some straight lines which passes from this part and then these corners. It's not easy to sketch in the first time by this pen, okay, but okay, and this will be sorry. Okay, these green lines, hyperbolas, okay, b, a, minus b, minus a points, and this is the rectangle, okay, and this dashed lines is x over a minus y over b, okay, equals to 0 line, and also this is x over a plus y over b equals to 0. Okay, and each branch approaches two straight lines, and they are also called asymptotes. Okay, they are asymptotes, as you see, and more details about the hyperbolas will be told in chapter 8, which is also in calculus 2 lecture in the next semester. Okay, today I think this is enough, and on Monday, my friends, on Monday we will continue with the preliminary 3 chapter. Okay, and on Friday, this Friday, I'm sorry, on Monday we will continue with the preliminary 4, which is the functions and their graphs. Okay, and this Friday we have no lecture. Don't forget, this Friday we have no lecture, but next Friday, okay, we will have problem solved section. Okay, and I will announce it when you will have. Okay, thank you very much for today, and see you on Monday.